That just went through. I'm going to first off by say, right, because I already said it, so it's spoilers. It's not really spoilers. Fucking love this film. I thought it was fucking cool. If I need to knock down any of the levels, just tell me. If anything's too loud, too quiet. I think, is it Lee Cronin? He fucking smashed it. Like, he absolutely smashed this film. It's like everything you love about horror. It was gory as fuck, man. It was like really gory. The amount of blood they used was ridiculous. Look, I can have a I can have a gory tag, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, look at that shit, man. Like, that's the shit we was experiencing in this film. It was beautiful. The amount of blood that they used. There's a scene that I'll talk about later, and like, seriously, like the amount of blood they must have used for that. That must have took up half the budget in itself. Like, you saw it then, I think, in the trailer. There's some like really fun Sam Raimi X shots in it. There's one at the start that's really cool, and we'll get to. Well, I'll get to that as well. I'm getting ahead of myself. Right, this is a spoiler-free bit. This is the spoiler-free portion. I'm just getting ahead of myself.
Open up now.
I think.
You don't look so good, Mom.
Nothing.
Alyssa,
From you won't fix.
Alyssa Sutherland. Her as the Deadite was so fucking cool. Like, she's creepy. Like, it's really fucking cool. It like how she does it. It's really cool. The kid actor smashed it too. There's a few jump scares, but the jump scares that we have are like really well done. They're really, I really enjoy the jump scares that was in there. I'm usually not like a massive jump scare guy, but I was like, they seem pretty cool. But it's just overall, it's just a really fun horror film. That's just like full of gore. That bit is as cool as it is in the trailer. Like, it's so fun.
Mommy's with the maggots now.
And I think that's what it's all like we really wanted from an Evil Dead like reboot. Like the originals are so fun, and I don't know why console ones don't have a loop yet, but they don't. Yeah, it's just so fun. It's full of gore, like I said. She makes an amazing fight. Like, she's a good final girl. I think it was Scream 6 and this that for me kind of set up like this new style of, that was a Sam Raimi shot then though, that's in the film too.
Cut you all open.
They set up like this new like final girl for this generation, a new type of final girl that's not like it's not like, oh, it's build up to her being great. Does that make sense? I'm getting lost in what I was saying, but like, usually final girls build up to that big moment where they overcome stuff. Like, they're just ready from the go. Like General Ortega in Scream 6 and her in this are just like, they're ready from the get go to take it to the horror, the scary thing. Like, seriously, it's really fun. It's probably my favourite. It's probably it's gonna be my favourite horror film of the year once it's done. Alongside Megan, because Megan was too good for it not to be my favourite. Like, Megan is up there. I just think that this needs to be on streaming before Halloween. It's fun. It's gory and it's scary at times. And the little Ash bit then.
You know how to light it.
Yeah, yeah. If it's on streaming for Halloween, it's gonna kill it. Get it on streaming for. If they get it on streaming for Halloween, it's gonna be so sick. And they should really try to do it. They should, if they haven't already got it on there, they should really do it. That, like I said, that bit is just as good. Now we've done that's the spoiler free, right? I'll say spoiler free. I'm not gonna go into heavy spoilers. I'm just gonna like touch upon a few things. Are you ready for this, Madam Butterfly? Ready for this? These are the notes I made while watching the film. Look at that. Just stuff. So I'm not gonna go into all that because one, I don't want to spoil the film for you because it really is good. But there's just a few things I want to talk about that happen in the film that I really love. I do really love this film. Like I keep on saying this. Like I do really love this film. Dedication. It was dedication. I just want to talk about horror so badly. We haven't done it for a while with Star Wars, playing Star Wars, and watching Kitchen Nightmares. We've been like playing Star Wars, then watching Kitchen Nightmares, and then doing WWE on the Thursday. It's like the horrors dropped a bit, and I'm like, I don't like. This is what we want to. This is the community that I want to build here. I want to build a horror fan base where we can just come watch me stream and talk about horror films for 3 hours a day. It is really fun. Like you saw the building then. Like I'm gonna be honest, the Deadites are the least of the worries in that building. There really is. Like, it's dilapidated. It's fucked up. I don't know how it passed any inspections. I think someone says later on that it's condemned, but I'm pretty sure like if it's condemned, people can't live there. Elisa Sunderland is awesome. Like she was like the highlight of it. She's the one that plays the mom. She's the one that plays Ellie. She was the highlight of this film for me. Like she's creepy. It's cool. When you first saw her, I'm going to admit, when you first saw her, I was like, before the Deadite stuff, obviously, because there's a bit where it sets up the character, sets up their dynamic, and like she's sorting out a tattoo gun and stuff. I was like, damn, the mom's hot. The mom's hot as fuck. I was like, I'm digging it. Obviously, before she's a Deadite, you've got the one who's the final girl is Beth, played by Lily Sullivan. I think I've written it down. Yeah, Lily Sullivan. She is a guitar tech in it. Yeah, she's a guitar tech in it, and that comes into play a few times throughout the film. But I think it was cool that she was, like I said, it's a final girl that's not. Oh, we need to build up to you being a final girl. That was an eye thing, and when that eye stuff was happening, I was like, no, fuck this. I don't want to do this. I don't need to do this anymore. You've got the other daughter, which I didn't quite catch the name of. No, Bridget. Bridget, that's the name. Bridget. She's like the character that she gets is she's like an activist. And then you've got Cassie. I didn't write down who the kid actors was. I can't remember why now, but I didn't like look up where there was, and I didn't write them down. At first time you see Cassie, which is the youngest girl, she's cutting off heads of dolls. So I thought that was cool. Like, I thought it was going to go somewhere where it was like, she's weird enough to be like, I know how to defeat Deadites. Because surely this is in the same world as the first one's happening. It looks scary, lol. It is. I wouldn't say it's scary, but it's very fun. Oh my god, I've done. There we go. I forgot to move stuff around. Well, yeah, there's a few really good jump scares in it. It's more creepy than anything, and that's thanks to Elisa Sutherland. Like, she's really fucking good in this. Like, I've said it a few times, but she's my highlight in the film, and it's not because at the start I had a little crush on her. It's because she is definitely fucking sick as fuck in this film. You got the son, Danny, I think his name is. He's a DJ, and I think that's like his character thing. He's a DJ, and like he's got a little bit of resemblance to Bart Simpson going on. Like he definitely resembles Bart Simpson in the first like 20 minutes of him being in the film. Anyway, he definitely resembles Bart Simpson. This just so you know, this takes place just in the apartment block. There's no outside. It's a very small cast. I think there's 3 people in the cold open. There's 2 people that are like people in the block, and there's 2 kids that are like kids in the block, and then it's just the family. So it's like 8 people most, I think. It's 8 people most, and all it just takes place in this one area of one place. One of those like kids that lives in the block, the random kids. There's a bit. This isn't a spoiler, so it's fine. This is just like a tiny little bit of a thing. There's a bit where it's like he knocks on the door for Bridget, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to come?" Because I think it's saying up that he fancies her, right? I'm fairly certain. And he's like, "Oh, do you want to come and watch the Freddy movies with us?" Nightmare on Elm Street. And he goes, "There you go. There's another Sam Raimi shot. It's just full of Sam Raimi-esque shots." He didn't direct it. It was Lee Cronin, but he's definitely a producer, and I think Bruce Campbell was a producer as well. But there's well, yeah, the kid's like this other kid that his friend turns to him and goes, "Oh, there's but not the shitty ones." And then the guy turns around and is like, "Yeah, but there's no shitty ones." I'm like, "That's cool," because he's right. There's bad ones, but they're not shitty because they're Nightmare on Elm Street, so they're pretty fun. There's a weird bit as well when, like, because they don't set up ages for the kids, they just show the kids. At least I'm sure they don't set up ages. And there's a bit where there's like, the mum's just like, "Oh, go and get pizza," because that's when Beth comes in. She's like, "Go and get pizza. Here's the keys." And it's like, this kid looks 10. This kid looks like Bart Simpson. And it's just like, can he legally drive? That was a bit weird. It probably just me not listening, and like they did set up ages, and that he's old enough to drive and shit. That's all fine. What else can I? Because I don't want to go too spoilery. Like what happens? The Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, has a different look in this, and it's really weird because it's like it's not as elaborate. Like let me find a picture of, like, it doesn't look like that in the film. In this one, it's just a veiny leather-bound book with teeth. And I'm like, okay, I guess it's fine to change, but like, if that's the look of the book in the others, why would you change? Unless this is like a direct sequel to 2013, which it could possibly be. Now, come to think of it, it might be like a direct follow-on. Well, not a direct follow-on, but a follow-on from 2013 rather than the original ones. That could be a possibility. What's a possibility? We don't know what that is. A possibility. Yeah, more Sam Raimi shots. It's just full of all the Sam Raimi shots. Everyone you could... all the Sam Raimi shots you could possibly think of. Just whack them in there. Let's get them in there. Get these homages. There's really cool shots where, like, you've got the person in the foreground, then you got the person behind them, and like the in-between's blurred, so you can just really see them. The elevator bit is really cool, by the way. It's a really cool visual. There's really cool visuals in this. I urge you, please go and see it. Please see it. Because I want to like go like full on spoilers, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I want people to go and see this themselves. This is gonna be a great. I said at the ultra spoiler free part that this is gonna be a great like Halloween film. It's gonna be, so if it gets to streaming for Halloween, it's gonna do ridiculous numbers. In my notes, I wrote Elisa Sunderland is killing it like 4 or 5 times. She's super fucking creepy in it. She's like, she does stuff. It's like little things she does. It's not like, oh, how she's walking like this or something. I don't know what the fuck that was. I don't know what that was. What the fuck did I do there? It's not like how she's walking or anything. It's like very, very little mannerisms, like her eyes, her movement of eyes, shit like that you're not really gonna see. That was Necronomicon. Yeah, like I said, Beth goes into Final Girl mode fucking straight away. Like, she does not hang about. I think it's really cool. If this is like a new trope for 2020's horror films and slash films and films like that, where the Final Girl, the Final Girl's like ready to take the fight to it from the start, then you know what I mean? That it's a new era of Final Girls, and I'm looking forward to finding it. Because looking forward to see it. Because like I said, in Scream 6, Jenna Ortega's similar. She's just like, from the start, she's straight into it. Like, as soon as shit hits the fan, she's like, Final Girl mode. The Mommies with the Maggots now bit, that's from the trailer, that is just as good in the film. If not, probably better, because there's extra bits that they add in that they edited out. edited it out. Man, I've written so many things to talk on. I'm just ciphering through. There is like 2 kills that are going to be like standout kills for you. There's 2 like fucking sick kills that are in this film. If you've seen it, you know the ones I'm on about. Back to the visuals. There's a really cool bit with Beth running a bath for Cassie. This is before shit hits the fan, and fuck's sake, I wasn't quick enough. And it's really cool. Like she puts a hand in the bath, and the camera's like not quite. It's doing the same thing as what they do when they give dialogue, where like the person who's in the foreground is like in focus. The person in the background who they're speaking to is in focus, and everything's blurred. But instead of it being a person and a person, it's the water, like half underwater, half not. That's in focus. Beth is in focus, and then everything else is blurred. And I was like, that's really cool how you've set up this shot throughout the start of this film. I know you're changing up what to do. You're doing some experimental with it. 20 minutes in, and I like that. That's pretty fucking fun. There's a bit with Maggot Sick that was fucking rank. I did not like that one bit. It was fucking weird. And like I said before, Beth is a guitar tech, and that actually comes back into it later on, which I think is really cool. Like, they didn't just go, oh, she's a guitar tech, she looks like a rock chick, oh, that's cool, let's go with that. It actually meant something when we got into the nitty gritty of the film, and it was starting to get into that like third act. Maybe it was in the second act, but you know, like when it just started to kick in again, that's when her guitar tech skills came into play. I think you see it in this trailer as well. They do the ass shot, and there's a chainsaw, there's a boomstick. Like, it's everything you want. It's everything you want. I'm probably gonna wrap it up now because I've been talking for a fucking while about this film. Yeah, I wrote a note that said Cassie is gonna need so much therapy after this, because that poor girl is she's the youngest. She's just dragged through the fucking ringer, man. The whole time it doesn't let up for 5 minutes. She doesn't get 5 minutes to like play with dolls. Right? Well, she cuts the head off dolls, but I've written capital letters. She's got the boomstick. I also done it again with the chainsaw. I was like, it's a chainsaw. I don't want to spoil it because it's a really good scene, but there is a scene with a fuck ton of blood. Like, I think the budget was, let's check. Budget was 15 to 19 million. I'm gonna say that a good 8 million probably went on blood. Like, there is a lot of blood in this film. I mean, you see, like, it's in the trailer when Beth's covered in blood from head to toe. That just follows the scene that I'm on about, where it's like a fuckload of blood, like a fuckload of blood. I don't know how else to say other than that. It really is a lot. It's bloody as fuck. But Beth is I don't know how you're gonna top Beth as a final girl this year, unless we get maybe Jenna Ortega in Scream 6. But is she really a final girl? Because that's a sister mainly. Unless we get a really good slasher film this year, I don't think Beth's gonna be topped as the final girl. The chainsaw, the Ash reference, and then her own acting skill and her own character just melds it together to be like a really good final girl. And it's a really fun film, and I've been talking for a while now, so I should probably wrap it up. It has its flaws. It really does have its flaws. I'm not going to say that like it's a perfect 10 out of 10. I put it about 7 or 8. It's just a very fun horror film. It's not a perfect horror film, it's a perfect Evil Dead entry. That's personally how I feel. This is just how I feel. You can hate it, it's all cool. It has everything I love about horror. Gore. It's funny at times where it's not meant to be funny. It's just cool. You should you should watch it. Because if you like what I like, if you like similar stuff to me, you're gonna find something in this, and it's gonna be fun for you. So definitely get around to watch Evil Dead Rise. Hopefully it's on streaming for Halloween.